Welcome, butterflies, to your weekly reading. I am so excited about sharing these cards with you because the cards that fell out today were very on point for where we are in our season, in our cycle. The question number one, let's do some housekeeping. If you did not get a chance to catch Power Sanctuary from this week, you want to, the replay will be out shortly and there will be a form attached to that replay. So when you go into the library, there will be a form attached to the video. You will want to do that homework. That homework is going to really help you cultivate your connection with your inner child and identify the blocks to you integrating the inner child and the inner goddess. So I really felt the need to point that out and remind you all of that, because you're going to want to stay in the flow. And this really speaks to the reading, honestly, that you're about to receive. Of course, the first card for us, the question card, was finish the sentence. This is the question for the week. When I am feeling guilty, I blank. How do you respond to feelings of guilt? How do you respond to feelings of shame and blame? And what's so interesting is that the conservationist and the soldier, they are the carriers of the tenets, the PLA tenets: no shame, no blame. When you feel guilty, how do you respond? How do you react? You can answer the question in the WhatsApp chat, or you can post the question and answer it in the room, or you can just journal and keep it to yourself, but really ponder and sit with that this week as you're moving through your clearing. And really think about maybe even clearing around your feelings of guilt, your feelings of shame. The three Bagua Oracle cards that fell out were Lover in the 6th house, Devotee in the 3rd house, and Conservationist in the 7th house. And the card at the bottom of the deck was Soldier in the 8th house. We'll get to that in a moment. And what came up, and I'll change perspective in a moment so you all can take a look at the cards. But what came up when I first saw the spread was that the connection between the inner child and the mother. There's some work that we've been doing in Devotee season, that we did in Devotee season. The purpose of us moving through Devotee and into conservation is, again, Devotee connecting with our feelings, how we feel, what we want, what we desire, what connecting with the mother, the one who gave birth to us. And then the conservationist is literally all three are here, minus the visionary. Of course, visionary matters and counts, but the three feminine energies are here, are present. The daughter, the lover in the 6th house, the mother, devotee in the 3rd house. And so that means visionary is showing up just in a more esoteric, metaphysical way, and conservationist in the 7th house. This week, there is an integration that is available to you. If you begin to heal the lover in the past, the little girl, the little child, the little boy that's within, that is wounded, that feels disconnected, that feels judged by the mother. And then begin to heal the mother within, who may not always feel emotionally stable, emotionally secure, emotionally balanced, may feel like she feels may feel those feelings of unjust and unfair behavior or experiences. It's like there's this with devotee in the third house, this on one hand, knowing that, all is well, and on the other hand, maybe not always feeling so optimistic about the future, maybe not always feeling so optimistic about her ability to care for her child. But then you have the conservationist coming in the seventh house, who is saying, wait a minute, if we begin to connect with our values, again, the seventh house is governed by the monk, and the monk is what governs our principles, our values. It governs our intellect, our ability to rationalize and not just use logic to have physical experiences, but using your logic to have metaphysical and transcendental experiences. So the marriage between the conservationist and the monk is the marriage between your ability to create the form and the structure needed to support your healing, and not just okay, well, I'm doing okay, I've got all my physical needs are taken care of, but the because the monk is also tantric. Think about the monk and the visionary. They carry they have tantric sex. They make love not just from a place. They don't have to be in each other's physical presence to be connected. It's not just psychically connected in your womb. It's mental. It's the mind, and it's really seeing even here, where do you need to create clarity and clear the cobwebs out of your mind? Because again, we talked about, and I'm actually going to pause here and shift perspective, because I really want you to see the imagery of the cards. All right. Spirit started speaking. I really had to, I was like, let me make sure the butterflies can see. So here again, you have lover in the sixth house. I'm sorry. So lover in the sixth house, the acknowledgement of the relationship between the mother and the daughter, the mother and the child. Again, this was in the position of the past. Where did you need to heal and clear around your relationship between your mother and yourself? Lover in the sixth house is fully committed and devoted. The way she moves, she has wealth, and she's got the abundance, and she's got the flair, and she's got the the sway and the beauty and the attraction and the magnetism, but it comes from that which she is committed and devoted to. And it's not always going to be about it's not always going to be about the glitter and the gold for her. There are times where she knows that surrendering to what she desires means that she may not be always wear the baubles. There may be times where she has to sacrifice what she thinks she wants for what she needs. And again, here we were talking about the connection between the mind and what you imagine, how you spend time sitting in your imagination around your fears, or whatever feeling it is that's blocking you from moving forward and receiving what you desire. Whatever's blocking you from that healing. And again, this is healing your feminine. These are all feminine cards that dropped out. Devotee in the third house in the present. Devotee and visionary. Where does your vision, in your commitment to your healing, in your commitment to surrender and submission to your inner goddess, where do you need to expand your vision? Because this isn't just about the here and the now and the healing the feelings of the past. This is also about healing the feelings of the present and the future. This is also about healing. Your journey is about healing for the generations to come. The visionary has generational wealth and abundance. The devotee does too, but it depends on who she attaches her queendom to. But the visionary's empire, the visionary and the monk have such a unique relationship, again, because the ability, the visionary's ability to strategize and see, to use logic and reasoning, it's intuitive. The monk's is comes from his knowledge, but the visionary's strategy comes from her intuition and her belief. And this is also asking, is your vision tied to your belief? Again, conservationist for the future card, meaning what energy is coming up for you. Conservationist in the seventh house is saying, hey, where do you need to clear around your principles? Because maybe your beliefs aren't really lining up with who you say that you are, with who you think about. How do you think about yourself? What's the narrative in your mind when you're sitting? And again, going back to you am sitting down and imagining, and you sitting and thinking about your fears, sitting and thinking about what may or may not happen. Use that energy to clear anything that's in the way of you standing in your values and living according to what you value. Because the sense of unfairness, the sense of imbalance, the sense of, well, I deserve A, I deserve B, I should be experiencing C. Well, are you aligning your actions? And not even just, not when I say your action, again, this is from a feminine space, the conservationist is internal and she's patient. So she can sit back and wait until what truly aligns with her values comes to her. She has so much clarity around what she believes and what she knows and how she moves and what she does with how she behaves with people, who she marries, who she breaks up with or transitions with, who she goes into business with. She is so principled because she's lived a life. She's lived her life. She's been through the phase of the lover. She's been through the phase of the mother. She knows what works for her and what doesn't work for her. And she's willing to move everything out of the way that doesn't serve her. The bottom of the deck, soldier in the 8th house. And what really came to me here was that there at times could be again, softening the way that you move. last week, soldier in the ninth house came up, and we were talking about soldiering in the ninth house and not taking action, leaning back really, and slowing down and around your goals and not trying to force your journey and force your path forward as you begin to heal. Be willing to sit back. And so it seems like that there's been a dial back in the action in the around taking action and really moving back into a more internal space. Again, the soldier is externally motivated. That's how he act. That's his action is forward movement, and the conservationist action is inverted um and is introverted. I'm sorry, and internal. So what I'm sensing here again is the eighth house is governed by the lover. So there may be some work around for you around protection. Again, we're in conservationist season. No, the tenets are no shame, no blame. And again, the soldier comes out here with blame. So you've got guilt that came up in the very first card, the question card, and blame that's coming up here. In your childhood, how did you blame yourself? In your childhood, how did you, what did you blame yourself for? What did you, again, what do you feel guilty about? What do you feel shameful about? What do you feel, where do you feel blame? And where you should accept blame for things? And how do you respond to it now when you feel those feelings? When you feel those emotions when they rise up? So interesting. So interesting how the cards line up and how they really invite us to come into and play with these energies, but not again from a place of force, but from a place of ease and pleasure. And what also just came up as I was putting the card down and I said that, how are you willing to be fervent? But so interesting. Let's really look at this numerology. You've got conservationist in the seventh and soldier in the eighth. Are you willing to be fervent? Are you willing to clear everything that's out of the way? Clear everything out that's in the way of your principles? Are you willing to take action towards your pleasure, towards what you really desire, instead of sitting there imagining and fantasizing about the things that can go wrong? Thank you so much, butterflies. I really appreciate you all for watching and listening. It's an honor, as always, to work with you. And if you ever need a personal reading, I'm here. Again, these personal readings are free. If you want to offer a donation, I'm double lever, so I will always receive. Will always receive. But I really want to invite you all to take the time to get internal, really sit with this reading, think about what it could mean for you. If it doesn't resonate with you this week, it may resonate with you next week. If you can't hear me, let me know if there's any other changes that you want to see, or something a question that you have that you would like answered weekly. Let me know. I am here in service to you all. So I love you, and we will talk soon. Bye.